we are like, अरे कल मैंने नहीं सोया, चलो नींद चैन खो दिया ना. चैन ही खो दिया. Not just नींद.
Right.
That song is there ना. मैं नींद ना आए, चैन ना आए. So चैन is something
एक्चुअली उस सॉन्ग का तो मतलब मेरा
है.
चैन तो एक्चुअली किसी पर्सन ने खोना चाहिए था, बट यहाँ पे कोई और ही खो रहा है मेरा चैन में. मेरा चैन कोई और ही ले जा रहा है.
Exactly. So what does that chain is that, that sense of peace. पीस नहीं आ रहा है ना, नींद नहीं आ रहा तो पीस तो बिल्कुल नहीं आ रहा है. इमोशनल वेलबींग वी.
हेलो एवरीवन. हितेश जी ने गाना सुना दिया ऑन नई सुबह. हमारे बॉलीवुड मूवीज में भी नींद पर बहुत अच्छे से और सुंदर सुंदर गाने हैं. नींद ना मुझको आए, दिल मेरा घबराए. जाने क्या बात है, नींद नहीं आती, बड़ी लंबी रात है. वो मेरी नींद मेरा चैन मुझे लौटा दो. हमारे डेली रूटीन का बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट हिस्सा हमारी नींद है. ऑलमोस्ट 1/3 ऑफ आवर लाइफ वी स्पेंड स्लीपिंग. वी स्पेंड ऑन दिस एक्टिविटी. क्या हमारी अच्छी नींद वाकई में किसी और पर डिपेंड करती है? वेलकम ऑल टू एपिसोड 12 ऑफ हेल्दी मी हैप्पी मी ऑन स्लीप आवर सुपर पावर. And we welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Sheetal Bidri. Dr. Sheetal is BHMS, MD Homeopathy, Pediatrics. She's a holistic health practitioner and founder of Happy Healing Holistic Homeopathic Clinic. ये एक fitness enthusiast भी है, and she loves talking about health, homeopathy, and healing. So, Dr. Sheetal, there are a lot of H's in your introduction. Probably 3, if I may say, health, homeopathy, and healing. और 2 हमारे चैनल में है, healthy and happy. और एक मेरी लाइफ में है. Yes, I'm talking about my co-host today, my husband, Mr. Hitesh Askandani. He's a chartered accountant and he works with an MNC. And I'm your host, Vinita. This is a recorded video, लेकिन हम ऑडियंस के क्वेश्चंस रिकॉर्ड नहीं करेंगे. So, welcome Dr. Sheetal Bidri, over to you. And now I start with my questions because हम बहुत सारे questions मेरे भी हैं, because it comes from my audience and the people with whom we are dealing on the health aspects. So, Dr. Sheetal, welcome to our channel.
It's my pleasure to be here, and healthy me, happy me is something that is my goal as well. So something which I do with happy healing is what you are trying to do as well, to make people happy and healthy. So that is our commonality, our common goal between the both of us. That is why I'm so delighted to be here to connect with so many of new faces that are willing to spend a little bit of time on Sunday afternoon to learn how to sleep better, और या फिर नींद ना उड़ जाए ऐसे. रात को कैसे नींद ना उड़ जाए. We are, the goal is that. तो ताकि हम अच्छे से सोए. सो आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू थोड़ा बहुत जाग के सुन लीजिए हमारे इस वार्तालाप को थोड़ा, एंड वी शैल कॉन्कर आवर स्लीप पैटर्न्स टुगेदर, ताकि आप भी अच्छे से सोए, हम भी अच्छे से सोए, पर वेबिनार या पॉडकास्ट के बाद.
No, obviously, Dr. Sheetal, we are here to understand why do you call sleep our superpower? मतलब power is the word जो मुझे enlighten, awaken करता है. और sleep the I feel sleep, okay, relax. आपने दोनों ही opposite words को आपके topic में रख दिया है. So we want to understand from you, what is sleep?
First of all, why I wanted this topic of us being having a superpower, basically, right? Because sleep itself makes us able to live our life. Now, there is something called a sleep mode, a power off. Yeah, your system, for example, needs to shut down, right? What do you do when it hangs? What do you do
Yes,
when your
yes.
computer hangs? What do you do when, स्कूटर नहीं चल रहा है, कार नहीं चल रहा है, समथिंग इज रॉन्ग? व्हाट डू? फर्स्ट थिंग, शट इट ऑफ. फोर्स शट
झटका
डाउन.
मारते हैं.
धक्का तो मारते हैं, पर धक्का मारने के बाद भी कुछ ऑन नहीं हो रहा है, ऑन नहीं, तो पूरा बंद करते हैं ना अपन, पूरा सब कुछ यूपीएस सब बंद करके हम बाद में जो भी करना है बाद में देखेंगे, करेक्ट। सो
राइट राइट।
फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट इज टू रिकूप, मतलब कुछ तो हम, body needs some kind of a shut off system, right? Shut off system where we can recoup. Now sleep is something as powerful as that. It can create that shut off with a lot of functions which we are going to discuss today. We are going to like have a little bit of understanding of how sleep can give you so many benefits that you are not aware of, or you are missing out if you're not sleeping, or if you're keeping your phone every day with you and sleeping, how much of goodness of your ability to do so many things as a superpower, like like our so many devis, हमारी देवियां के साथ इतने हाथ है ना. Why? Because I'm sure she's sleeping better at night, or she's doing something called as a meditation or a yoga nidra, something of those lines. So every, even from our mythology, we have seen Rishi Munis, everybody, that they will take some time off. Abhi yahan pe main vishram karta hu, right? Have you not seen
यस
Ramayana,
यस।
Mahabharata? So many of our, I remember seeing as a child with my, मैं ये मेरे विश्राम के लिए बहुत अच्छा जगह है. So they will see the pattern
राइट।
of, राइट, दे विल सी कहाँ पे मैं विश्राम कर रहा हूँ, लाइक कहाँ पे मैं यहाँ पे इस पर्टिकुलर यात्रा के बाद मैं कहाँ पे रुक सकता हूँ. सो दे विल ऑल्सो सी वेयर दे आर स्लीपिंग. दे आर नॉट जस्ट स्लीपिंग, अभी मेरे को नींद आई चलो सो गए. सो वी विल एक्सप्लोर ऑल ऑफ दिस थिंग्स टुगेदर so that we can make it our superpower, right? So that we can optimize our living to an extent that we are not feeling so horrible through the day, not feeling groggy through the day, not feeling that we have some power within us. Yes, we have a power within us, and we have a power running through us, and how we can optimize that to lead a better life, to lead a super active life is the goal, right? So that's what I want to do today.
So can you help us understand the science behind sleep? मतलब exactly बॉडी क्लॉक हमारी कैसे काम करती है, बिकॉज वी आर द जनरेशन नाउ जहाँ पे हम लॉजिकली कुछ समझ के हम फॉलो करना चाहते हैं तो हम वो फॉलो कर पाते हैं. सो हम थोड़ा सा उसके बारे में जानना चाहेंगे. व्हाट इज सर्काडियन रिदम? बहुत कुछ सुनते हैं इस टर्मिनोलॉजी के बारे में.
Exactly. Body clock matlab we have something called as a circadian rhythm. Not just us,
हाँ.
but also a lot of animals, all of, even plants for the matter of fact, so many even the microorganisms what we हम जो देखते हैं उनका भी एक timeline रहता है, जो करना है उनको, कब सोना है,
राइट.
कब उठना है. Because every organ, every tissue, every cell in our body works on the timeline of the day and night, right? So as simple as we know, what do plants give out? Oxygen. When do they give out oxygen?
यस डॉक्टर बिद्री.
I'm so sorry.
ओके डॉक्टर बिद्री, आई थिंक आप पीपीटी शेयर नहीं कर रहे हो. Can you
Is
do
it
that?
okay?
You
I'm
had
not.
something to
I
show
don't
us.
have. I don't have a access to share.
आई थिंक एक्सेस तो है आपके पास अभी.
1 second.
Yeah,
It
you have
says
access.
it says it's going to cut off your with other systems ka sound.
Yeah, that's
Is
fine.
that's okay? Okay, I'm just gonna share it then.
आई वाज जस्ट क्यूरियस टू सी सर्टेन थिंग्स बिकॉज आपने मुझे बोला था कि आपने बहुत कुछ अच्छे इमेजेस और आई मीन टू हेल्प अस बेटर
What?
अंडरस्टैंड दिस.
So
सो
that थोड़ा बहुत समझ में
या
आए, थोड़ा बहुत we can also
नहीं नहीं
figure
राइट, इट्स
what is
टू इम्पोर्टेंट. यस.
just a little bit. I'm not going to give you too much of
या.
क्या है अंदर है. So we should understand that body responds to day and night. Okay, body responds to something where we call सुबह रात. जो आपने बोला ना, सुबह नींद नहीं आई, रात को चैन नहीं आई, मैं बेकरार रही. That is because that is true, right? मैं रात भर नहीं सोओगे तो आप दिन भर बेकरार ही रहोगे. बिकॉज रेस्ट
हम्म
नाम की जो चीज है आपने वो लिया ही नहीं। या फिर रिस्टोरेटिव बोलते हैं हम, हमारा जो स्लीप है रिस्टोरेटिव मतलब क्या है कि अगर कुकी का डब्बा
बैटरी
खत्म
वापस
तो
चार्ज हो रही है।
आप फील कर रहे हो ना कुकी का डब्बा को, सो आप रिस्टोरिंग द होल गुडनेस ऑफ दैट कुकी एंड द स्लीप
हम्म।
that cookie which we have to utilize it every day, and which if we are missing out we are going to lose out on our higher functions. या फिर our founder of homeopathy, he has told that we as human beings are entitled to higher purposes of life, and these higher purposes of life, be it to help somebody or to to lead your life, to get a purpose in your life, to goal in your life, you need to get adequate amount of food, nutrition, sunlight, and rest, that is your sleep, right? If you do not sleep you will not utilize it to get your higher purposes of life. So let's understand a little bit of circadian rhythm. I mean, I just told you that we have a 24-hour cycle. That is what we go through during the सुबह में क्या होता है, रात में क्या होता है. Each cell is trained to understand what happens in the day, what happens in the night, and nearly every system, every tissue, हमारा digestive system हो या हमारा nervous system हो, excretory system हो. If you see, for example, हम सुबह उठते क्या करते हैं? We go to the washroom immediately, right? So we want to get out because through that night you are done your major processes of what the liver and your digestive system has to go through, and at the morning that is your nature's call, right? We call it the nature's call because the body has its own triggers and policemen or जो prime minister रहता है. So we have something called as the HPA axis. I won't go to the detail of it, but I want you to understand one part of it is that the how sunlight and light in general can affect your sleep cycle. Now sunlight क्या करता है? It goes through our eyes and through our retina and to something called as a suprachiasmatic nucleus. Let's take it as something which is a super cute nucleus. अंदर है यहाँ पे एक SCN. So that regulates our sleep cycle. Just understand that there's something that changes in its chemistry that helps us to be awake and to get sleep. Now the same nucleus is very important क्योंकि ये melatonin को secrete करता है. वे melatonin क्या है? सब लोग, if anybody wants to add in the chat box, I'm all there. So what is this melatonin? It's a hormone, right?
Recording in progress.
विनीता जी, आपका वीडियो ऑफ हो गया और कुछ साउंड आ रहा है.
No, you may please continue.
Okay. So is my screen visible?
Yes.
It is a bit stuck on my side. Is my what do you see on the screen?
Yeah, we can see your
डॉक्टर
PPT.
आप और पीपीटी दोनों दिख रहे हैं.
Acha, cool. So now where was I? Now I was talking to you something about melatonin, right? Melatonin is something that can be stimulated only by sunlight. So we need sunlight, and the reason why I'm trying to tell you about this is because your future activity, what Hamari Vinita ji is going to give you, is very important on this line. So without sunlight, we cannot sleep. I know that light is so an integral part of our life, right? Light के बगैर हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते अभी. And we know that we have extended hours of exposure of light. Sunlight was supposed to be only 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Right? So उसके बाद we were supposed to rest. But now we start our work at 6 p.m. So how do we combat this now? Now we have hoardings on the rise. We have it's a common word where we can say light pollution हो गया यहाँ. Correct? Light pollution मतलब बहुत जरूरत से ज्यादा light हम लोग देख रहे हैं. भी हो हमारे स्क्रीन पे हो, हमारे घर के बाहर हो, गाड़ियां में, wherever we go. So there is always your mobile phone which is always there, which is constantly stimulating So your brain is thinking that there is light. So when will it shut off? It requires darkness. मतलब उसको थोड़ा बहुत अंधेरे की जरूरत है ताकि उसको लगे कि हम शट ऑफ करने वाले हैं. So without that darkness, your night time जो melatonin का secretion रहता है, वो gets hampered. Now I will not go into the details of it, I know, but this is the gist of what I want to little bit give you an idea that we have something called as the melatonin, which helps you sleep. And what makes the production of melatonin better? Darkness. Darkness is the stimulation. So अंधेरे में भी बहुत importance है. So I will not go into the detail of it. Just remember that little bit of sunlight through the eyes, can give that boost in the night for the appropriate melatonin secretion. मतलब super cool sleep, right? So your suprachiasmatic nucleus is just not the nucleus that is going to give you all these complicated questions, but that is giving you a super cool night sleep. So that is your go-to thing which only sunlight can give, right? So, and also we should also understand that we have so many hormones that are going up and down through the night. So हम लोग, have you guys seen this thing of orchestra, right? Orchestra में क्या होता है? So many, यहाँ पे एक चालू रहता है, यहाँ पे और एक चालू रहता है. All together in synchronized we have a nice symphony, right? एक symphony बन जाता है, एक अच्छे से musical tone बन जाता है, because there are different hormones that are in itself so beautifully working through the day, and we are able to get a healthy human being. So now if we want to be healthy and happy, we need to know that sleep is very important. And for sleep, sunlight is very important. That is one, even if you take home only this much today, I'm going to be very, very happy. The details of it, I'm not going to give you too much, but thoda bahut samajh lene se we will be able to understand our own sleep better, right? So little bit about this I've told you on a very generic format. Now sleep wake cycle is something which we will understand little bit in deeper, that is the stages. I don't know if Vinita ji, if you want me to talk about the stages, but all in all, in the whole understanding of sleep, always remember that जब भी हम लोग बहुत सारा vitamin D लेते हैं, that is the sunlight, we are getting vitamin D also, but also it's very important in the secretion of melatonin that is in the night. And melatonin जो right में होता है, we get to sleep better. Now if you do not have sunlight, you have low vitamin D. If you do not have darkness, you have low melatonin, right? Which is so very important. So all of this is very important for our good night sleep. So today I want you to have a year-long, year-long sleep pattern that is, much better than the last year. I know we are halfway through the day, and today is almost July 21st. So the remaining rest of the year, at least, I want you to sleep better, right? So not just the first half, but all year, I want you to sleep better, right?
थैंक यू डॉक्टर शीतल. आप मतलब इतना सब तो हमने कभी सोचा ही नहीं था कि इतनी सारी साइंस भगवान ने बना के रखी है हमारे स्लीप पैटर्न को और हमारी इस एक्टिविटी को इम्पोर्टेंट करने के लिए. बट हाउ डू आई ट्रेन माई सेल्फ फॉर दिस?
We will get to the training part too little bit more little later, because I want to talk to you in depth how to sleep, where to sleep,
ओके,
why to sleep.
सो
Yeah, so let's go in a little bit deeper about this thing. But before that, let's understand sleep little bit more. Okay.
yes, this is my favorite question. How much should I sleep?
So how much should one sleep actually depends on their own need, right? But we know that kids sleep through the day, right? So they have to sleep like at least 15 to 16 hours a day. When they say sleep like a baby is like this Like, you have to sleep long hours. And as you grow older, as you become 13, 18, you are reduced to 12, 8, 9 to 12 hours. But children these days, are they getting 9 to 12 hours? I don't think so, because all the kids who come to my clinic, they are not getting enough sleep. Now they say that नहीं 12 बजे ही सोता है ये, उसको ये करके ही सोना रहता है, उसको एक वीडियो गेम खेल के ही सोना रहता है. So you are cutting down the amount of sleep, because of something that can be avoidable, that can be done in the daytime, that can be done during the daylight, where you're not exactly, compromising your exposure to darkness. Now, कितना सोना चाहिए? Now, in a bigger bracket, जो हम adults को बोलते हैं कि 7 घंटे सो लो अच्छा रहेगा, 7-8 घंटे, but 8 hours is something which is good. Studies have said that, at least 8 hours, especially women, require far more sleep than men. And
Oh,
yes, so because women have so many hormones that go through the day, through the month, everything affects their body functions, and sleep creates that orchestra, what I was trying to say, for them to regulate their hormones, to play that amazing symphony of a well balanced hormonal sangeet jo hai. So we need to have that thing so that we have a good night's sleep. So I would suggest, like, especially people who are 60 plus, or who come under 55 to 65, these have to at least sleep for 9 hours, 8 to 9 hours. They should be able to sleep, when how longer the better, right? So now, how do we do it? We have to train. Like you asked me correctly, I want to help you train your
right, right. The
sleep.
training part.
Training part is so important, because Vinita ji, मैं बोलती हूँ, lot of us are just sleep as, it's like a chore, right? It's like हाँ जाके सोना है अभी, oh my god, I'm losing so much time. There are people who
Yes.
work till the end moment, they are on their system till the end moment tak, till they fall asleep, right? They're not getting time without screen in front of them. And उठते ही again, what do? We have screen in front of us. So that
वो मेरे लिए लोरी का काम करता है ना,
क्या?
सोते वक्त तक
हाँ.
फोन पे कुछ ना कुछ देखना, मे बी scrolling down on some social media, or
Hmm.
something, some watching my favorite episode on TV. That
Correct.
वो मेरे लिए एक lullaby का काम करता है.
So that is again a controversial thing here, but you're actually not allowing your body to मतलब rest के. What happens is we will rest and digest during sleep. So when we are resting, some of the hormones, the mother of all hormones, which is made a villain these days, is the cortisol, right? So so that is about to come down, and then you stimulate it by something interesting, something, oh aaj, three things to do this, three things to do that, and everything, you're trying to bombard yourself with information, sound, music, intellect. It's a stimulation in itself, right? So just stimulation hum kar rahe, we are not allowing that body to fall asleep into the resting mode. So from my side, the phone should be one of the things that has to be kept away, at least 1 hour away, and phones should
Okay.
not be allowed in the bed.
So I would next like to know, doctor, कुछ लोग ना बेड पे बस लाई डाउन करते हैं और उन्हें नींद आ जाती है. कुछ लोगों को बहुत टाइम लगता है. तो नॉर्मल क्या है? ऐसी दोनों सिचुएशन ही नॉर्मल है, नहीं है, व्हाट इज इट?
So ideally क्या होता है ना, हमको 5 to 15 minutes is a normal time where we tend to fall asleep. Like जब हम लेटने जाते हैं, and if we are able to do that 5 to 15 minutes, it's that's the normal range. Some people are even less. आंख झपकते ही they will sing. Maybe their body requires more sleep. Maybe they
Hmm.
are not rested. If they are falling asleep in like no place, like कहाँ बैठे बैठे सो जाएंगे, या फिर that means your body is telling you, please rest, please shut off. Like you shut off your phone, you please shut me off also. The body is trying to tell you. So if let's say you're not able to sleep, even after the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that means something is, then we'll come to, understanding. So with my patients, I
Okay.
try to understand what is it that is bothering you. What is it? So most people, like you correctly asked, that is the initiation जो process रहता है. Some people
Right.
face that as an issue कि I'm not able to fall asleep. मैं 2 बजे तक, I'm awake. I'm not able to fall asleep. There are different reasons for it. Phone being one of the major cause in my practice. I have seen that, if I ask them, because sleep is a very important question in our holistic treatment. So we analyze our sleep in depth. For as a homeopath, I learn about their sleep, what they do, when do they eat, and how do they fall asleep, and what do they do before they fall asleep. So all of these are questions. So for me to understand them. So if you're crossing that 20-minute or 30-minute or 1 hour of after you have lied down, that means you need a little bit of understanding where you can correct your sleep pattern, correct your wind down routine, correct your what is it that you're not able to achieve. Why is your body not sleeping? So we have to address that. Then understanding that person, we can optimize their sleep. Now for example, if you are having too many thoughts, very common, right? Too many thoughts. कल का as simple as कल का खाना क्या बनाना है, कल ब्रेकफास्ट में क्या बनाना है, as simple as that, don't you think? So that is something that can be one of the reasons. So depending on that, we will try to understand. So I will tell you a little bit more about, I can keep going on and on about sleep, so you have to hold me and tell me ki where
So,
we have to.
um, so Dr. Bidri, I just want to now understand, like we are talking so much on sleep, and as you rightly mentioned that when you meet a patient, आप उनके sleep pattern को भी analyze करते हो uh, to treat anything else on the health aspect. So, are there any benefits of sleeping? Because हमने तो यही सीखा है, थक जाओ, सो जाओ, and it is an important part. तो रात में सोना है, सुबह उठना है. But sleep के benefits क्या हैं?
There are so many benefits. First thing is, which is my favorite, is the energy. The energy जो हमारे body में है, that is revived. That is so very
Oh
important.
yeah,
Right? That
yeah.
you, and there comes a question, isn't there are questions like बहुत सारे लोग are not feeling energetic through the day. Why? Because they're not able to get through that enough sleep, right? So they're not able to achieve the complete sleep cycle also. So in that benefits point of view, we see that there is so many things. Let us understand what happens on the body, what happens on the mind, and to our soul. Okay, so we divided on what are the most important benefits. Now in that we will see that first thing is, in our mind, it improves our memory power. Like if you are able to understand what working memory is मतलब when you are able to sit to work, जब आप काम करने बैठते हो, तो how long are you able to sustain your concentration? So many of us get distracted easily, right? Like my mind is not focusing into one point. Mind is like going back to something else that stimulates, because
Especially our children today have a very short span of concentration.
exactly. And I always ask, do they sleep enough?
Maybe not.
Wouldn't think so, because
Yeah, they do sleep a lot in quantity, but quality pata nahi.
quality pata nahi. But if you see that an average child nowadays, 4 year 5 years, has so many activities through the day, right? They go to the play school, they go to the
Yes.
daycare, they go to play downstairs in the society to play. They have so many aspects for them to, as a child, to be a child. इतने सारे responsibilities है. But at night, they want to, I want some screen time. Screen time they do. The whole thing of Even the parents are with the phones, with the gadgets, with their laptop. They're working till the last minute of their sleep time, right? They're not getting that time for intermingling of that, family time nahi aa raha hai. What happened through the day? What happened through, what happened at your play school? What happened? हम बात ही नहीं कर रहे. So how will you have that wind down routine where you're able to sleep better in terms of shutting off. Now once it's shut off, we know that it improves our attention, our focus, our concentration, our memory. More so when I spoke about that restoration, starting of a session we spoke about restoration.
Yes,
So
yes.
our neural cells, जो हमारे brain के जो cells रहते हैं, as simple as those cells, they have a tendency to get, regenerative aspect. They can get better. So that is something that we have to achieve in terms of sleep pattern. Now coming to probably what happens to our general body, immunity is something that we all are fighting for. Like our life is for, like, how do I improve my immunity, how do I improve my immunity, right? That is something that we keep. I don't know what happened to my screen. Okay.
No, it's properly visible. आप carry on कर सकती हैं, doctor.
Yeah. So immunity is something that is very, very important. So our cells are able to, get our the fighter cells, the immunity cells there, which fights the infection in our body, is something that we need. Without sleep, we are not able to achieve them. Without sleep, we are not going to get that adequate amount of immunity, right? Now, muscle repair and restore. Now, all of us are talking so much about exercise. We are trying to get a lot of good food, nutrition अच्छे से कर रहे हैं, we are exercising, we are getting good sunlight. But if you're not sleeping, your muscle are not ready. Now, what were our ancestors doing? They used to sleep, get up, hunt for food, and come back, right? So that was their pattern. Now to hunt, they need to be having, like, stronger muscles, stronger bones, stronger set of hormones. So all of these things can happen only after a good night's sleep. The repair of the muscle, what happens? वो भी जब we are in that REM sleep, that is something that we require for our body to get strong, get us strong through the day. And then also, because of sleep, we are reducing our lifestyle disorders. The lifestyle disorders which are rampant, that is rampant now, that is the diabetes, hypertension, PCOD, thyroid,
True.
all of these things, we are reducing that. And most patients who come to me, I tell them, just fix your sleep. Fix your sleep. You don't even need medication. What happens when you're not sleeping?
Right.
Of course, your BP is not coming down. When you sleep, your body slows down, shuts down. So your BP comes down, pulse comes down. So when that is not happening, constant आपका stress level ऊपर जा रहा है, तो क्या करेगा इंसान? Hypertension जरूर तो होएगा, है ना? So that is something that we require. And now, because we're not sleeping, we are so groggy. Emotionally, how are we? We are like, अरे कल मैंने नहीं सोया, चलो नींद चैन खो दिया ना. चैन ही खो दिया. Not just need. That song is there ना, मैं नींद ना आए, चैन ना आए. So चैन is
एक्चुअली उस सॉन्ग का तो मतलब मेरा
है.
चैन तो एक्चुअली किसी पर्सन ने खोना चाहिए था, बट यहाँ पे कोई और ही खो रहा है मेरा चैन में. मेरा चैन कोई और ही ले जा रहा है.
Exactly. So what does that chain is that, that sense of peace. Peace नहीं आ रहा है ना, नींद नहीं आ रहा है तो peace तो बिल्कुल नहीं आ रहा है. Emotional well-being, we tend to be far more snappy. या फिर गुस्से में ऐसा किसी को ऐसा hurt कर सकते हो आप, किसी को ऐसा कुछ भी बोल सकते हो, because you've not fallen asleep. So that is something that we need to address. And how we are managing our stress these days is shunya, I will say. Because,
Right.
stress management is something that we are putting so much importance to supplements, drinks and detox drinks, the easiest form of detox is to sleep, right? So it's as easy as to just fall asleep, get your self detox. I told you, like first thing in the morning, what do? We want to use the washroom.
Right.
What is that? Body is detoxifying you. रात में पूरा काम किया है body ने. So then we are able to do that. Now, when your metabolism is improved, you are not prone to things like thyroid, anorexia, या फिर eating disorders, weight gain, obesity. ऐसा सब नहीं होने वाला. So you will eventually prevent weight gain. Out of my I'm just telling a personal story, like when I had put on weight, when I was not able to get through my exercise, the first thing I tried to sleep was my sleep. Now sleep is, again, because I was having different things in my sleep thing. So once I slept continuously, consistently, properly, I lost close to 1.5 kg. I didn't do exercise at that time. So it's just how much body can function by sleeping only, but quality sleeping. And we will understand how to get to that quality sleeping, right? So we want to know.
Yes, that's my next question. हमने बचपन में सुना था early to bed, early to rise makes the person healthy, wealthy, and wise.
How true.
So I'm interested in all, being healthy, being wealthy, and wiser than what I am today.
Yes.
So can you help us understand हम लोग but मेरा problem क्या है डॉक्टर? I mean, when I say me, I'm trying to represent a larger set of people.
Yeah.
मेरे पास बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज हैं. I am always short of time. मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ मैं बिजी हूँ, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. इतना सब मुझे करना होता है. एंड यस, लास्ट मिनट तक, इवनिंग तक, लेट इवनिंग तक भी मेरे गैजेट्स, मतलब मेरे पास इतने सारे गैजेट्स हैं मेरे घर में कि मेरे गैजेट्स ऑन रहते हैं. स्पेशली मैं मेट्रो में रहती हूँ, मुंबई में रहती हूँ. मुंबई नेवर स्लीप्स. आपने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले लाइट पोल्यूशन की बात करी थी, तो मुंबई तो नेवर स्लीप्स. हम रात में कभी भी बाहर जाते हैं, फुल ऑन लाइट्स ऑन होती हैं. मतलब सोना ही नहीं है. यू कीप लिविंग योर लाइफ थ्रू आउट द डे, 24 hours a day. What do I do? How do I get an early sleep, a timely sleep? How do I manage my day ताकि मैं जब भी सोने जाऊं एक कंटेंटमेंट के साथ जाऊं? यस, आज मेरा दिन प्रोडक्टिव था, मैंने अपने इंपॉर्टेंट काम खत्म किए और मैं निश्चिंत, एक वो बोलते ना पीसफुल स्लीप, मैं वो कैसे अटेन कर सकती हूँ? कैन यू प्लीज हेल्प अस अंडरस्टैंड दैट?
That is so important. Firstly, like you said, that you are like asking this question. If anybody is asking this question, that means that there is an intention, right? There is an intention to sleep, correct? So first thing is that to have an intention that today I will sleep. First thing is that, if you are having a sleep disorder, if you are having something that you're struggling to fall asleep, you're able to wake up in middle of the night, you're not falling back into sleep, and so many things. First thing is to start having intention. Once you bring your world around that intention, then you start taking steps. Whatever steps I'm going to tell you now, you will start taking those steps in very, very seriously. So for me also, it was very serious. So first thing is to have that intention. And so rightly you have said that early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and what did you say?
Wise. Healthy, wealthy, and wise. Yeah.
Healthy, wealthy, and wise. So it's so important. It's exactly the same thing what I just explained you previously, right? Healthy physically, right? And wealthy, if you are mentally sharp, you're intellectually, your working memory, your working concentration, focus, everything goes. Once your focus is there, you're wise. You're able to grasp, remember things, everything, whatever you have done. So we will, all of us, try to be healthy, wealthy, and wise by adapting some basic 3 principles which I like to follow. Is for our wind down routine is consistency, bed, positivity, and calming activities, right? Now, why these things? I know there are steps. Now, first thing, you need to have consistency in everything, in the complete wind down routine, whatever I say, in the intention of wanting to sleep. Arey, kal maine soya tha, tomorrow I will party and then next day I will sleep again, it's fine. No, it's not going to happen. So if you are trying to fix your sleep, here's the thing. You have to be consistently falling asleep at one particular time itself. So if you are setting a time for, let's say you want to fall asleep by 10 o'clock, what does that mean? That means then you have to finish your dinner by 8 o'clock. So you will start
Okay.
working around your work time to finish at least by 6:37. You are shutting off your timeline around 6:37 so that you're able to cook your food. Spend some
Okay.
time with your family. Sit with your family around 8 o'clock, 8:30. Then you can, finish winding up, cleaning everything. 9 o'clock tak pura room, everything should start having that intention that we are going to sleep now. So bringing people around you to also understand that now you will ask me that sab log ko aisa to nahi rahega. Everybody don't want to sleep early. Everybody has
Right.
different things. But yeah, I feel that, the whole day you're doing things for your company, for your parents, for your family, for your children, for, somebody else, for your employees, everything you're doing. But this few hours, 7 hours is just yours. I think we can be selfish now. This is the time for us, for me, right? You tell yourself that this is my time, right? I don't mean that the my time should include only, social media. Most mothers that come to me, they will say that no, I will, once the child is gone to sleep, I will be scrolling through the evening, and then only I will fall asleep, right? So that, because I won't get time the whole day, that is the thing, and that is my me time. Trust me, the me time, if it is replaced from scrolling to sleeping, can change so many benefits, because you will be able to reflect the same thing firstly onto your child, that you're sleeping early. You're not, you will also sleep with your child. You will be far more productive through the day to do all the activities that is making you finish it so late. You will get time to scroll for yourself 5-10 minutes or 1 hour also, and then you will understand, that it is easier to sleep and then do your routine. Now, consistency is something that I want to spread as much as possible. Consistently sleeping in the same spot, in the same place, right? In the same environment. If that is also, if you see, when we are traveling and come back, there is a disruption, right? Because it's a new,
Right. Right.
it's a new thing, and then we take time to get back into the routine, right? Why? Because it is a new place. So now every day you're sleeping somewhere else, of course you're going to have. And if people who have to sleep in different places, I would suggest you build a scenario that mimics the same place every day. So what is the mimicking thing? To have a bedroom which is only for sleeping. So what do I mean by room positivity or bed positivity? So it's like, bed is not for eating, bed is not for working, bed is not for, anything that will probably make your mind work. Bed is for resting. So that is your sacred spot. You can do your breath work there, to do calming activities there. So if, even if you are a good practitioner of yoga nidra, so that calming activities can be very, very important. One of the most common calming activities that has helped my patients and myself is box breathing. So आपको क्या करना है बॉक्स ब्रीदिंग में? It's imagine a box of, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, right? So count 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Again, breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. So you keep doing that in that manner, in counting 4 counts as a box breathing. That will immediately reduce your pulse rate, your heart rate, your BP will come down, you have a sense of relaxation, and then it's easy for you to fall asleep, right? So now the bedroom positivity consists of things where your bed is good as well. Like, you know, a lot of us are sleeping on age-old mattresses, not changing our pillows, not changing our, you know, mattresses, not having washed blankets as simple. It's so nice, you know, when you have a fresh, nice blanket to sleep in, you will feel so calm. Immediately you feel so, "Arey baap
Hmm.
re, अच्छा है ना." So, you know, what do you feel like in hotels when you go to sleep?
Right, right.
"Oh, कितना अच्छा है, I want to go and sleep and it's so cozy." Why? Because it looks so nice, right? So as simple as
Another important aspect, as you mentioned about how why do we like going to a hotel or a resort, और वहां पे हमें अच्छी नींद क्यों आती है, वहां पे जो वाइंड डाउन रूटीन की आप बात कर रहे हैं, हम कट ऑफ करके वहां जा पाते हैं।
correct,
हम सोचते हैं हम हॉलिडे पे हैं, तो हम रूटीन से जब कट ऑफ कर पाते हैं तो हमें नींद अच्छी आती है। आई
बिल्कुल,
थिंक यू मेंशन्ड अ वेरी राइट पॉइंट कि हमें डे टू डे वो हैबिट बिल्डअप करनी पड़ेगी कि हम रात को टाइम स्पेसिफिक डिसिप्लिन जाके अपने रूटीन से रोज ही एक कट ऑफ करें,
बिल्कुल।
ताकि हम, हाँ, ताकि हम उस स्लीपिंग एक्टिविटी पे को इम्पोर्टेंट और फोकस दे पाए और वो उसकी क्वालिटी इंप्रूव हो पाए।
So mostly people ask us, no, what are your working
हाँ,
hours?
हाँ, हाँ।
What are your sleeping hours?
Yeah,
What is that work? What are your working hours? Working hours can
right.
be modulated according to you. I know companies have like various things. We will talk, if you want to talk about it, we will talk about the companies as well. So I have patients who have, you know, ruined their health because they are in night shift workers. You know, people
Mm-hmm.
who are benefiting others for, you know, not compromising your sleep. So your working hours are your daytime hours when your cortisol levels are high, and you can utilize that to, you know, do crazy amount of work. But 6 बजे के बाद जो cortisol dip होता है, it's for our good only. It's for ourselves to wind down, to reduce our, you know, stimulation. Why did our, you know, our ancestors, you know, didn't do anything after, you know, after 6 p.m. See, after 6 p.m. they used to not eat also, right? Most
Mm-hmm.
ancestors don't, sunrise to sunset. या फिर we call it as EK, या फिर one time they'll eat only in the afternoon, night they will rest. So the
True,
rest
true.
part is so important. So consistently doing it is something important. Consistently having an intention, अरे मैं सोने, I'm going to sleep today. That's it. You know, if I'm not sleeping, I can't work this 9 to 5. Right? So how do we do? What are we going to do? We will get through it step by step. Like I said, consistent sleep wake cycle. Now, if you want to wake up every day at 6 o'clock, what is the timeline you want to sleep at? 6 o'clock, na? 6 o'clock. How do we? If you are getting up at at least 6, 5, 11, 10, 10 o'clock, you want to sleep, right? So 7 hours if you want to take, because your body will take 15 minutes to fall asleep, and then it's going to like go into that different stages of sleep. We will be in the light sleep in the starting. थोड़ा थोड़ा बोल बोल के we will go into that REM sleep, मतलब rapid eye movement where you can dream. And this cycle, it's a cycle that goes on. We will go into light sleep, then deep sleep, light sleep, deep sleep. ऐसा जाएंगे हम at least 4, 5 cycles through the night. So are we able to achieve that 5 cycles of sleeping well? No, because we are not allowing ourselves to fall asleep. First of all, ये करना है, वो करना है, कल का क्या करना है, कल का ये सब कुछ, no, just shut off. वर्किंग आवर्स है, स्लीपिंग आवर्स है, सेट अ शेड्यूल। मेरे को 10 बजे सोना है, मतलब 8 बजे खाना है, मैक्सिमम 8:30 तक खा लूँ। एक एटलीस्ट 1 hour प्रायर लीव द फोन, डू समथिंग विद योर फैमिली, प्ले विद योर फैमिली इफ यू वांट, अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट दे डिड थ्रू द डे, हैव अ कनेक्ट, बिकॉज विदाउट सोशल कनेक्ट, how are you going to live your life? Why are you working so hard for your family, right? For your life, right? So have that quality time with your family and people around you. Then try to ease yourself into sleeping. Now, pre-sleep routine, wind down routine, I spoke about the breath work. Now, most people, like, you know, there are traditions, like, you know, they do a wind down routine where they pour a cup of
Mm-hmm.
tea, like, you know, like a ginseng tea or a chamomile tea or lavender tea. So the family sits pours a tea and has a small chat to understand through the day. So there are two things happening: trying to connect with
Uh-huh.
people, and also the tea is calming you down. It is much better. Now, also very important is to reduce the light around you. If you are
Right,
if
right.
you are having some things where you can dim your light, we have
Mm-hmm.
technology where you can dim light, so that also can be a very important factor that signals your body that I'm going to sleep now. This is the time for me.
Okay.
That is a signaling.
Mm-hmm.
ये सब करेंगे ना signaling. Some people like to do certain skincare routine, nighttime routine, hair care routine, just washing
Right.
the face, taking a bath. So some most patients love taking a bath before sleep, at least half an hour before your sleep time. You can take a nice bath with some lavender oil or something that calms you down, and then you can fall asleep. So that pre-sleep routine is yours to deal with. You need to figure out what calms you down. What calms me down can be a little different from them. Now, some you might ask me that we have a habit of having watching one episode of some series and then sleeping. What do we do about that? Because screen time has come. Now, if it is not compromising your part of sleep, then it's okay to do it. But if that is something that array one more, and keeps going on, it's something that stimulates you and not relaxes you, then you have to think twice. Is this something that I want to do in my pre-sleep routine or my wind down routine? So you have to gauge what you want to do in that pre-sleep. What works for you is totally different from what works for another. And then we have to optimize a sleep environment. Like I said, there is a temperature variation that happens through the day, right? So even in the sleep, we tend to, some people feel hot too easily, some people feel too cool easily. So depending on your body type, you can optimize your sleep environment, but better to have a little bit cooler environment than the usual, so that you will feel a better sleep. um, Screen time, though, of course, we have spoken about that. We have to reduce the exposure of screen before bedtime. I would suggest 1 hour. The best thing to do is keep the phone in a different room, because the
Okay.
intention to, again, the bedroom positivity aata hai na. So that one
Mm-hmm.
particular thing of wanting to sleep, because I I have seen it myself, not sleeping with my phone, just beside my, यहाँ पे रहता है ना, जब हम सोते हैं तो यहाँ पे फोन ऐसा on off करता है, so it'll vibrate, ting
बट
ting.
डॉक्टर अलार्म तो हम फोन में ही लगाते हैं.
That I will give you one very
ओके.
not liking wala suggestion, which is
ओके. ओके.
which can be a little bit difficult for all of us. It's
राइट.
difficult for me also, but um, the best thing to do is to use the olden style alarm clock. If
ओह.
you're trying to, get your relationship with your phone a little bit away, get a small olden style जो हमारा ना वो with an alarm आप check करना है रात को. So when you're doing that, right, when you're keeping the alarm before you fall asleep at whatever time you want to, again, that is a setting an intention, which has a more how do I say, pincer connection. The body also is trying to see that, but
राइट. राइट.
that okay, I'm going to get up at 7, because alarm clock is daily now in the phone. We don't even
हम्म.
you don't set it. It's already set for the rest of your life, right? So, but
राइट.
but here every night you're checking, switching on that alarm, and if that
हम्म.
is something that you can keep it, that's the best thing to do. And screen time, most of us do not use our phone very nicely. We have something called as do not disturb on our phones. You can
हाँ.
star your contacts who you want, who you will take your calls and messages by them any time of the day. You can star those contacts. That is basically your
ओके.
mother, father, family, husband, daughter, right? So you star them and then put your phone on do not disturb. We all of us have something called as a sleep mode in our phones, where you will
राइट.
not get, even if you're getting a notification, somebody's messaging you, calling you, the phone will not wake up. The phone will
हम्म.
to the screen. So you can start off by putting things like that. Understand how to optimize your phone so that you don't get disturbed. Because most, I know my mom used to have her phone constantly ringing when when she's asleep. So that is something that you can reduce.
Mm-hmm.
So
So,
we spoke about the mattress and the pillow, so we get a better
yeah,
comforting mattress, whatever you can. If you are using too old ones, see if you can replace it to something basic that will, of course, make it better. Vacuum it if you can, because sometimes that freshness can give you a lot of calming in the sleep activity. And exercise. Like I said, exercise in sleep is and sleep is very highly correlated. Um, this Vinita ji is something that we need to understand, that no
right, right.
rigorous activities. Like I'm talking to you about slowing down, resting time. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
that will increase your heart rate, your adrenaline, your cortisol levels, anything that wakes the body up again. We don't want to do it, right? So we don't want to do an exercise, crazy exercise that will wake you up
Mm-hmm.
evening. So shift all your evening workouts to morning. You can do a
Yeah.
stroll, but not a walk,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can do a
Mm-hmm.
stroll. After you eat, you want to walk a little bit. That is a stroll. That is not something,
Right.
आज मैं walking करूंगी खाने के बाद. No, it's better you just stroll a little bit, not increase your heart rate in the evening, and do a morning workout, because you're getting a sunlight and exercise in the morning. Boost
Mm-hmm.
the cortisol in the morning. That will give you good workup, makes you more productivity, and then you
Mm-hmm.
are able to fall asleep also. So if you're not
Mm-hmm.
falling asleep, you're not regulating your hormones as well. So hormones are so important. That is why I'm calling it as a superpower. If you optimize your hormones in your sleep, your mornings, your daytime activities become so optimal that you will be wondering क्या
Right,
हो गया
right.
आज मेरे को आज आज मेरे को क्या हो गया कि इतना सब कर लिया इतना सब कर लिया. So, those things we have to understand. And yeah, relaxation, we spoke about box breathing. Some people
Right,
like
right.
music before sleep. I would suggest something that you can put an alarm. There are even in your podcasters or your Spotify or your music apps on your phone, and something called as to turn it off by after 1 hour, after it just turns off. So it doesn't wake you up in between, because I told you about this sleep cycle, right? Sometimes we go into light sleep, so sometimes something horrifying, something louder sound comes, we might wake up. So make sure you put the music or the episode, like you said, it's like a lullaby for you. So you do that lullaby, watch it, and put it in an alarm so that you're not woken up by that particular music or a podcast or a episode of something what you're listening. So you keep an alarm for it to sleep as well, so that it
Mm-hmm.
shut off by 1 hour, shut off. There are options now on all the phones, so you can utilize that definitely.
Sure, sure. Thank you, doctor. That was such an insightful knowledge about sleep, and yeah, we understood the sleep hygiene, the sleep, how does our body works, and मुझे कैसे उस I mean समझ जब मैंने बॉडी क्लॉक समझ लिया, स्लीप के पीछे की साइंस समझ ली, आपने टिप्स भी इतने अच्छे बता दिए कि रियली आर डिवाइसेस, हम डिवाइसेस को क्यों बोले कि हम वो मेजर कल्प्रिट हैं, हम डिवाइसेस के अधीन हो गए हैं वो है. बट हाँ, सो नाउ डिवाइसेस से फ्रीडम भी मुझे कैसे क्विट इंडिया की तरह एक टाइम के बाद डेली इवनिंग क्विट डिवाइसेस भी एक मूवमेंट मुझे फॉलो करना है.
I think that should be done in every house of ours, no?
सो
Quit.
उसके भी टिप्स आपने हमें बता दिए हैं. सो थैंकफुल फॉर दैट. हमारे चैट में कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं ऑडियंस के. विल क्विकली टेक अप दैट.
Sure.
Sorry audience, we have delayed the session a little, but this was such an important topic कि हम कुछ मिस नहीं करना चाह रहे थे. हमें ऐसा लग रहा था डॉक्टर के पास जितनी नॉलेज है ना, सब सब उनको निचोड़ लेते, सब ले लेते हैं उनसे, ताकि हम फिर बस उनकी नींद हराम करके हम चैन से सोएंगे. So
No
quickly
problem.
questions. डॉक्टर एक क्वेश्चन है ऑडियंस का. व्हाट अबाउट आफ्टरनून नैप? हाउ मच मिनिमम टाइम वी शुड हैव एन आफ्टरनून नैप?
So, afternoon nap should not cross more than 30 minutes, actually speaking. It should be a nap.
Okay.
It should not go into the whole thing. Now, for example,
Yes.
if you're struggling with your sleep, you should, आपको देखना है कि आपको afternoon nap करना है या नहीं करना है. Some people say that मैंने afternoon में सो लिया तो रात को मेरे को तकलीफ होती है सोने में. तो फिर you have to not allow that sleep to overpower that night sleep, because night sleep is far important. If you think that afternoon naps are क्या बोलते हैं कॉम्पनसेटिंग, हमने रात में नहीं सोया तो मैं आफ्टरनून में सो लेती हूँ, तो ऐसा कॉम्पनसेट हो जाता है, 7-8 घंटे हो जाते हैं. सो दैट कॉम्पनसेटरी एक्शन हमको नहीं करना है. So we will do afternoon naps only if that does not disturb your nighttime sleep, and it should not cross more than 30 to 30 minutes or so. And somebody saying reading is a good option before sleep, which is very good. Reading is something that is very good to do before sleep.
Okay. Yeah. Someone has suggested that reading, book reading. Yes, of course, it is surely a very nice activity to do before the
Yeah.
sleep. कविता जी ने अपना एक्सपीरियंस लिखा है कि yes, she also scrolls down the screen until नींद एक्चुअली आ जाती है. एंड यस, यू आर वेरी राइट. फोन हमारा स्लीप डिस्टरप्टर है. किसी ने लिखा है दैट कुछ स्लीपिंग पिल लेते हैं. आई गेस अब है, जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. हम थोड़ा सा विजिलेंट रहेंगे, हम थोड़ा सा माइंडफुल रहेंगे हमारे डेली रूटीन पे एंड वाइंड डाउन रूटीन पे, तो हम अपने इस ऑब्जेक्टिव को श्योरली अचीव कर पाएंगे. किसी ने पूछा है व्हेन, विष्णु जी पूछ रहे हैं व्हेन कैन वी लाइंग डाउन आफ्टर फूड. आई एम सॉरी विष्णु जी, आप अनम्यूट करके डायरेक्टली ये क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं. मैं आपका क्वेश्चन चैट में नहीं समझ पा रही हूँ, तो आप अपना ऑडियो
No, I'm
अनम्यूट
wondering
करके.
कितने देर बाद they can
अच्छा,
fall
खाने
asleep
और
is what
सोने
I'm
में
understanding.
डिफरेंस इंटरवल कितना होना चाहिए?
So
हाँ वही है.
immediately after eating, do not lie down. At least give it, 20 minutes time for your body to understand that it requires to do certain digestion. So at that time, you can start doing your wind down routine of, reading something, switching off the lights, cleaning up, keep your clothes ready for the office tomorrow. All these things you can start doing so that, you don't immediately lie down. That will again hamper and give you GERD, reflux दे सकता है. So your body will go into peristalsis. Immediately after eating 30 minutes later, what will happen is body is going back again sometimes. You'll get burps, you'll be like, think वापस आता है. So you don't want to lie down immediately. That is why we give at least 1 to 2 hours prior lying down, you have to finish your food.
मैं जस्ट एक शेयर करना चाहूंगी. मैंने कहीं पे एक दूसरी वर्कशॉप में सुना था, मे बी यू कैन हैव अ 7-8-9 रूल. डिनर बाय
Very
7,
correct.
शट ऑफ, आपका काम सब खत्म कर दीजिए बाय 8 o'clock,
Correct.
एंड बाय 9 यू आर ऑफ टू बेड. तो उतने अंतराल में आप फैमिली एक्टिविटी, अपना नेक्स्ट डे की प्लानिंग जैसा आपने सजेस्ट करा, और
That
मी
is
टाइम
true.
लाइक बुक रीडिंग और मेडिटेशन और सम ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज. I think all those things can also help us with a good sleep quality.
That's true.
So I open the forum to for audience questions. Audience में से और कोई भी हमसे कुछ भी क्वेश्चन पूछना चाह रहे हैं तो आप अपना अनम्यूट करके पूछ लीजिए. We don't have any questions from audience, is it? Okay.
No worries.
चैट में 1-on-1 मुझसे किसी ने पूछा है. मैं सोने के बाद भी बहुत टायर्ड. ऑल थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग टुडे एंड गिविंग योर टाइम टू अंडरस्टैंड सच एन इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ आवर एवरीवन्स लाइफ. सो दिस स्लाइड इज अबाउट डॉक्टर शीतल्स कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स. आई पुट, मैं ये कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स चैट बॉक्स में भी डाल देती हूँ, सो दैट हम डॉक्टर शीतल को इस सेशन के बाद कभी भी कॉन्टैक्ट करना चाहते हैं तब हम कर सकते हैं. Close your eyes for 2 minutes. We'll end our session with these affirmations. And stay tuned and see you in our next webinar. So, I'm happy, I'm calm, I am peaceful. My relations are beautiful. मैं तंदुरुस्त हूं, मैं मन दुरुस्त हूं, मैं जबरदस्त हूं. मैं बेगमपुर की बेताज बादशाह हूं. I spread harmony and happiness.